There's tons of noise, there's kids running in the background, so it's definitely not a typical video, but it is Food Hack Friday. What's up, guys? How are you on this beautiful evening? My name is Kira if you're new, and I love to do something here called Food Hack Fridays. So it's a little crazy in my house right now, but such is life. That's how we're rolling with this video. This video has been like forever in the works. I started this video long before Christmas, and we're finally finishing it today, the day that you guys are seeing this, because that's how we roll right now. So I usually share videos out of a book called Food Hacks, just plain old food hacks. And then this one is dessert and booze hack. So I have 3 desserts and 1 booze hack to share with you guys today. That was all supposed to kind of be Christmas, New Year's Eve kind of related, but that's not how it happened. But it's still a good video with good snacks and desserts and a really good yummy jello shot. So if you guys want to have fun with us in the kitchen, come along and let's do some food hacks. All right, you guys, so the first dessert and booze hack that we're gonna do out of this book today is right in the beginning, and these are called 5-minute pretzel bites. Now, these are super popular. Everybody does these where you put the little pretzels down on the little parchment paper baking sheet and you put a Hershey Kiss on top and you stick it in the oven. Now, I've never had success with putting the Hershey Kiss on top. They never melt and stick. They always fall right off. So Vanessa had me use Rolos, and those worked really, really well. But until we put out our most recent cookbook, I had never seen anyone sandwich them. Now, a recipe that Vanessa did, she actually sandwiched them and then she dunked them in chocolate and rolled them in sprinkles. So she definitely elevated this particular recipe. But this says, you know that saying that a 5-year-old can make this? Well, a 5-year-old can make this. These nuggets are perfectly sweet and salty, and you can easily incorporate any seasonal kiss you might find, like mint truffle, candy cane, or pumpkin spice. So if you're trying to feel festive, this is a ridiculously easy way to accomplish the bare minimum. So they just want you to put the pretzels on here, and then you're going to go ahead and stick the Hershey Kiss on top. You're going to stick it in the oven for 2 minutes just to get the chocolate soft, and then you're going to put another one on top and sandwich it. That's it. Then it tells you to refrigerate it and leave it like that. Like I said, Vanessa kind of elevated it, dunked it in chocolate, and then covered it in sprinkles. So definitely a different take on this still, but I've never put one on top. I've only ever done the one with just the Hershey Kiss. So I'm going to go ahead and put the butter snaps on the plate. I got the butter snaps. You can get the regular ones, but I really love the butter flavor in these pretzels. And then I just went ahead and got the family size bag of the dark chocolate Hershey Kisses, because we all love dark chocolate here, especially with pretzels. So I'm going to go ahead and unwrap all of the kisses and then line the pretzels up onto the parchment paper.
I've said it many times, I know I would change my ways, I know for sure. When all the crows decide to meet, they settle down beneath my feet. I've got it right and I got it wrong, but I learned my lesson.
Alright, you guys, so these are good and soft and melted, and so now we're just going to take another one and you're going to push it on top while it's still soft, and then it's going to make you a little chocolate peanut butter sandwichy kind of, look at all of it gooing all over the place. And then you're just going to go ahead and stick these in the fridge. I think I'm going to sprinkle them with sprinkles while they're still wet and see how cute we can make them.
I'd rather be with you than by myself. Now all is in your hands.
All right, you guys, Maya helped me. We topped them, we sprinkled them, and now in the fridge for 20 minutes. All right, you guys, so here they are. They're all done. They're out of the fridge. The chocolate got cold again and the sprinkles stayed. So we have some nice little pretzel sandwiches with dark chocolate. And like they said, you can do it with mint if you want it to be Christmassy, or really just whatever flavor you want on the Hershey Kiss. But obviously these are super simple, but a nice yummy dessert. And these are gonna be great in my little cookie boxes that I'm giving out. So now on to the next one. All right, you guys, so we're on to our next dessert hack, and this is quite some time since I filmed the first one, and now we're after Christmas. So I actually wanted to put this out on Christmas Day, which fell on a Friday. So the first recipe you just saw, I had filmed, you know, back then, but now it's after Christmas. So this one kind of defeats the purpose, but only for the color scheme that I chose. You guys could change up the color scheme and then go ahead and use it honestly for any holiday. But this says put ice cream in your jello, which I've never heard of that before. So this says, instead of being regulated to depressing hospital cafeterias, jello can be whipped into cool Epicurean manifestations. With its startlingly pretty colors and creamy texture, this recipe certainly belongs in your artisanal jello arsenal. Woof, that was a mouthful, and it took more than one time to get that through. Did you notice the edit? Okay, let's move on. So this says, in a 9x13-inch glass dish, we're going to mix one of these 6-ounce boxes of Jello and then one small packet of unflavored gelatin with 4 cups of hot water. And once that's dissolved, we're gonna go ahead and mix in 4 cups of ice cream, which is just about what we have left of this vanilla bean ice cream that I got from Aldi. And so you're supposed to mix that into your hot Jello mixture and until it dissolves and completely melts. And then you stick it in the fridge overnight. And it looks like that the Jello sinks to the bottom. So you have a Jello part on the bottom and then this kind of like gelatin ice cream layer on top. And so it wants you to just cut it into squares, but it does say, for an option, you can go ahead and use a cookie cutter, and because this is green, you can, you know, form Christmas trees out of it, which is what I was going to do. But theoretically, you can use red or pink Jello and do hearts for Valentine's Day. You can do orange flavored Jello and do pumpkins. I mean, you could really change this up however you wanted to, but I've never even heard of putting ice cream into Jello and making any kind of like Jello-ish kind of ice cream jiggler. I don't know. It's just totally different to me. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to get 4 cups of hot water out of my Keurig, and then we'll mix it into the 9x13. We'll put the ice cream in, and then we'll go ahead and chill it overnight. And I'll share that with you guys tomorrow, how it turns out.
Saw the angels coming down, and they sang a song, they sang it loud, and I still remember parts of it, and the yellow glorious will it. Won't you be my guide and let me follow? Can I hold your hand for old time's sake?
All right, you guys, so our next recipe, again, always late to the party. This was something that I had mentally pictured for New Year's as maybe a twist on a New Year's drink. So this is another recipe that involves Jello. You guys, I never even got a chance to share with you the end results of the ice cream Jello. First of all, I did not get the layers. Like, this recipe shows that the ice cream almost rises to the top and the Jello's at the bottom. Well, that did not happen. And I don't know if we just chose the wrong flavors. I kind of went along with what I thought they would have chosen to make the green, because again, I was going to use a cookie cutter to make the trees. So my thought was to recreate exactly what was in the picture. Well, I don't know, but every single one of my kids tried it. Everybody tried it, and they all said that it was gross. So I just dumped it down the sink. I never even shared it with you guys. It was was all this top looking color, like that solid milky. It's not like it, you know, was the double layers, and it didn't taste good. So I apologize, I never even got to show you the finished product. I don't know if this would work if, like I said, we changed the flavor profile, but as far as that Jello recipe goes, I don't know if I would necessarily recommend it. But these do sound delicious, because when it comes to Jello shots, it's kind of hard to mess this up because we're literally just using a flavored Jello and a flavored liqueur. So as long as your Jello and your liqueur all taste good, it's kind of hard to mess these up. So this says, have you ever seen a Jello shot with such panache? Switch up your New Year's Eve by serving these sparkly, bubbly creations. And it's 1 cup of boiling water, and then a 1 package, a 3 ounce of either raspberry or strawberry Jello. So I picked raspberry because that's my husband's favorite. And then it says 1 cup of champagne or sparkling wine. And so I have the Stella Rosa and the Rosé Moscato. So I thought that was all really good, like comparable of flavors. And then it says sprinkles or colored sugar crystals for garnish. But that you're supposed to do after you chill them. So we'll sprinkle on something later to give it a little glitter topping, but for right now I just want to go ahead and mix this up. So I have these little cups. We've had these from when we had Stoney's, which at this point now is like 8 or 9, maybe even 10 years ago that we ran that pizzeria in Charlotte, and we still have like serving cups and stuff from there that we took because we got a big delivery truck right before we closed down. So we still have these. They're 3 1/4 ounces in this. We used to use these for like dressings on the side of wings and stuff, but we're gonna just fill these halfway. I thought those would be the best because they have caps. I can stack them and it won't take up a lot of room in the fridge. And so we're just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put my cup in my Keurig and get me some hot water, and then we'll go ahead and mix these together.
All this time you waited for me. Little did we know, I guess it's fate. Now all is in our hands. All is in our hands. All is in our hands.
All right, guys, so I got a dozen, which I think is pretty good for 1 cup and 1 cup. And I only filled them, as you can see, like halfway. So I'm gonna go ahead, throw them in the refrigerator for 4 hours. And then when they come out, we'll put a little sparkly stuff on the top to make them look pretty. And then these would be perfect, like I said, for New Year's Eve if you wanted to spice up your New Year's Eve. But obviously you'll be counting down about 340 some odd days or something, because it's a little while before it's another New Year's Eve. But you can use these for, you know, obviously any kind of sparkly, bubbly something would still be good for any kind of holiday. But obviously the intent, even in the book, said to use for New Year's Eve. So let me throw these into the refrigerator and we'll come back and check on them in 4 hours. Okay, you guys, so we are back for our last food hack, and no, it has nothing to do with the carcass that is on the stove right now, but I am making some really yummy broth so that we can have chicken soup this week. But this is our last food hack, and this is for a 5-minute bread pudding. We love bread pudding in this house. Daryl used to work at a country club, and he used to make a bread pudding with a whiskey glaze. Holy cow, it was to die for. But bread pudding takes a really long time to make, so we never make it. So when I saw a 5-minute bread pudding, I was very interested. And this said, one probably shouldn't be allowed to have this kind of quick and easy access to bread pudding. But here it is. It's so simple. You'll be making it for breakfast, a midnight snack, and a post-traumatic long day quick fix. And so you need 2 bread slices, 2 eggs, either yogurt or milk, some melted butter, some vanilla extract, some sugar, and some ground cinnamon or a nutmeg. So I have all of those ingredients right here. So we're gonna go ahead, follow the instructions, and then we're gonna get this in the microwave and test it out. I also think I may just throw in a little bit of raisins. I don't know about you guys, comment down below, let me know if you like raisins in your bread pudding, but I really, really do. So I'm gonna go ahead, grab some raisins, we're gonna mix this up, and we're going to test it out. All right, so first it says that we're gonna take our 2 slices of bread and we're going to rip the bread into tiny pieces. I was actually gonna cut it, but this bread is just so soft that it'll be easier for me just to rip it into pieces. This is the, what kind of bread was it? Bambino or something. We got this bread from Sam's Club in a 2-pack, and I don't normally buy bread like that, but we're not really going to the Dollar Tree or anything, and that's really where I get my bread. So we were out of bread and we just needed it. And this bread, this is the second loaf, the one that we froze. And like, look how soft this is. This bread is like falling apart. That's why I never have a problem with freezing bread, because I feel like it defrosts so nicely. All right, so we have our 2 slices of bread. We're gonna go ahead and place the bread in the mug. And then we're gonna make a mixture in a side bowl, and then we're gonna pour it over and make sure that it absorbs all of the bread. All right, so now in just goes all of our ingredients. So 2 eggs. I'm gonna go ahead and just mix these together real quick. It's easier to mix eggs and milk without all that other stuff in it. All right, now we're gonna add our melted butter, our vanilla, says a dash of cinnamon. That's about a dash. And it says 2 tablespoons of sugar. So I am gonna actually get a measuring cup, or measuring spoon rather, for that, guys, since they're a little bit more precise. So 1, 2, and let's go ahead and mix this together. I'm so excited. What if this works, you guys? If it works, as soon as hubby gets home from work tonight, I have to make him one. That's why I wanted to do this while he was at work. I kind of wanted to test it out, because if it works really good, I want to surprise him with one like after dinner tonight, and let him try it, because I know how much he just loves bread pudding. All right, you guys, so I got some raisins. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw a couple of raisins in this cup. Nice little good, probably a tablespoon's amount worth of raisins in there. And then now let me pick you up, and let's go ahead and pour this mixture over the bread. Oh yeah, get all that goodness down in there, yeah. So I scraped our bowl and got all of like the sugar and residue from the bottom and dumped it all in here, and now I just gave everything a good mix so I know it's incorporated. That's what it looks like inside of the cup, which to me looks exactly what bread pudding looks like before you cook it. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in the microwave for it says 2 to 3 minutes, so I'll put it in for 2.5 minutes on medium power, and let's see how that works. You guys, there it is. It like, I was watching it in the microwave and it freaked me out because it puffed up like all the way up here. So I stopped it and I was like, oh my God, it's gonna fall out of the cup. But then it sunk right back down in there. So I haven't tried it yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot and try. I mean, you guys, it looks like bread pudding, which is kind of crazy to me. That's a really hot bite, and I've already burned my tongue once this week, so fingers crossed I don't do it again. All right, let me taste it. You guys, guess what hubby is having for dessert tonight? Oh yeah, he is having bread pudding in a cup. It's so stinking good. It's very sweet. You saw we put 2 tablespoons of sugar in here. So it is a little bit on the sweet side, but that's what I liked about Daryl's whiskey glaze, is that it was sweet, but it also had the strength of the whiskey, and so it kind of offset the sweetness. Maybe he'll like whisk up a little bit of his whiskey glaze and I'll have him pour it on top of these. But see, how do you go from like a failed jello to this? Sorry, I know I'm fogging up the lens, it's hot. But like, that's what I'm talking about. She's so amazing. You just never know which ones are gonna work. Some are fails, some aren't fails, but in my opinion, I mean, you can't beat bread pudding like this in a cup. Oh my. Alright you guys, so the jello shots are done. I went ahead and took the caps off, and now I found some pink sugar crystals, and then these look like stars, which would be perfect for New Year's Eve. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do a little sprinkle on these. Oh, it still stands out. Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna do a little sprinkle, and then we'll add the stars. Alright you guys, there they are, all done. And being that it's always 5 o'clock somewhere, I'm going to go ahead and try one of these, and I shall let you know how they are. It's going down for real. I wish I could play music and not get copyrighted. Sorry. I know I need help, but you know, if I tried to play what I really want to play, I could do it on Instagram. Maybe afterwards I'll do it on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram and I'll do it on Instagram. Why are you laughing at me, Jacob?
You need help. You need
Alright, so Paul and I tasted it and we both give a taste test of approval. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these in their fridge so that hubby can try one when he gets home, and then we're going to sit down and watch some Cobra Kai tonight, so maybe we'll indulge in another one. But these, you guys, were super good too. So only one fail out of these 4. Alright you guys, that's it for another food hack video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. I know it was a tad bit unorthodox, this style. This was a lot more vlog style, as opposed to as Jake drops all the silverware he's putting away out of the dishwasher and it makes a loud sound. This video was definitely not the same as like when I do a voiceover and it's a lot more quiet and I set it to music. This is my life, you guys. This is us in this house, all of us together trying to put together some food hacks, but I hope you enjoy it. So I love you guys so much. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.